Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Brad here. So today I want to talk about where to find companies to invest in. How do you find investment ideas in the stock market? So I'm pulling this from this book, The Dhandho Investor by Mohnish Pabrai, because I don't have any original ideas. I find people who are a lot smarter than I am, and I learn from them. I do what they do. So in this book, The Dhandho Investor, there's a section where he talks about, where do you find compelling investment ideas? Where do you go to kind of form a starting list for companies to really dig into? And there's really, 5 ideas that I'm pulling from here that I think are great starting points. So the first one is something called the magic formula. And I've talked about this in other videos on my channel. It was created by Joel Greenblatt, who was an incredible hedge fund manager back in the 80s and 90s. And basically he put this screening tool together. So it essentially ranks companies by 2 different criteria. One is earnings yield, which is basically the inverse of price to earnings ratio. And it's a measure of how cheap a business is, okay? And then the other metric is return on invested capital, which is a measure of how good a business is. And what this screening tool does is it aggregates both of these scores. And so it shows companies that are both cheap and good, okay? Now, I use this all the time. And it's highly recommended by Mohnish Pabrai as a way to kind of generate a list of companies to dig deeper into. And it's free. You just have to give them your email address, magicformulainvesting.com. So that's the first one. The second one, Dataroma. Okay, so Dataroma is a website that aggregates basically all of the information from the 13 F's of super investors. So it shows you what some of the best investors in the world are buying and selling in the last quarter, okay, in kind of recent activity from the greatest investors in the world, which is amazing that we have access to that for free. So check out Dataroma. I'm really excited to see Mohnish Pabrai's 13F, which will be coming out just in about 2 weeks on May 14th. I think he may have bought something in the first quarter of 2020. I'm super excited to see if that is revealed on the 14th. So that's the second one, Dataroma. Number 3 source, the Value Investors Club. So this is a website that was also created by Joel Greenblatt, who created the magic formula that I was talking about. And essentially, people can submit write-ups on individual stocks. Okay, they'll submit, I think this is going to be a great investment, and here's my thesis for why it's going to be a great investment. Now, Greenblatt kind of has a team that reads through these submissions, and he picks the best ones and publishes them on this site, the Value Investors Club. Now, it is a membership club or website, but if you're not a member, with some lag time, you can see what the entries were. I think it's like, I don't know, it might be 1 to 3 months. You get to see older submissions. So you can do it for free. It's not quite as fresh of information, but, in terms of value investing, in terms of finding $1 for 50 cents, a couple of months, doesn't make too much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. So that is an awesome resource. You should definitely check out Value Investors Club. Number 4 is Value Line. So Value Line is a service, they put out a lot of research on the stock market, different companies. And the way that Pabrai uses Value Investors Club is I think every week he'll do a search for the lowest PE ratio companies. He's looking for basically the cheapest companies each week, and just trying to see, okay, what's new, what industry are they in. Once in a while, something will come up that really gets him intrigued. Like back when 9/11 happened, there was a funeral services company that came up very low in this PE screen through Value Line. And he dug deeper into it, and I believe he actually made an investment in that company. Because if you think about it, when something like death numbers go up, and you have a situation in the stock market where every company in the market goes down, clearly there's a market inefficiency there. And so he saw that as an opportunity to buy a company in the funeral services business at a discount when a discount wasn't really warranted. Okay, so that's another thing to look at. Value Line. You can either have a subscription, or if your local library might allow you access to Value Line. I've had success at the business library here at University of California, Berkeley. I used to go there to check out that screen because I'm a cheapskate and I don't want to pay for a subscription if I don't have to. And then the last one I'm going to share is looking at the 52-week lows on the New York Stock Exchange daily. So there's all kinds of websites that aggregate that information, but you're looking at these companies where they are out of favor, like they are at the lowest price that they've been in the last year. So a lot of them are going to deserve to be at their lowest price in the last year. There's going to be a lot of hair on the whole business situation, right? It's going to be a hairy situation. But some of them have gotten beat down, not really based on what's happening with the business. It's not the business fundamentals. Maybe it's investor sentiment towards a particular industry or, whatever it is. So, you can find some diamonds in the rough by looking at the 52-week lows. So those are the 5 tips I got from this book on where to find companies to invest in. I will also say one of Mohnish Pabrai's best sources of stock ideas is people emailing him. So because he's such a well-known value investor, because he gives so much back to the community by doing 3-ish lectures a year at different universities and putting those lectures on YouTube for everyone for free, it's created a lot of goodwill within his community. And so anybody can email him with an investment idea. Typically, he looks at it and maybe there's like a 20% upside that they're pitching, and that's an automatic, in the trash. But once in a while, an idea will cross his desk where it's a 5x or a 10x in the next 5 years. And, I think that's how he bought Rain Industries, which is one of his Indian holdings. And that's actually how he gets a fair number of his ideas for companies that he actually invests in is, any Tom, Dick, and Harry just sending him an email and kind of with their write-up of, a business thesis, a stock idea. So that's pretty interesting. So hopefully, that's one of the perks of building a tribe, giving back. Hopefully, maybe I'll get some of those through this channel. I'm going to pour out a lot of information to you guys, share what I'm learning, be really transparent. And, once in a while, one of you guys are going to come back and say, hey, there's this company, here's why I love it. It's a 5X, it's a 10-bagger. You should really take a look at it. And I will. And I'm excited for the first time that happens. But until then, I could always see what Pabrai is buying. So, everybody who's seeding him with these fantastic ideas, if he actually pulls the trigger and it's a U.S. company, I can see it. So, the generosity of those individuals is benefiting me and you as well if you're taking advantage of his 13 Fs and using that as a place to build a list of companies to dive deeper into. So that's all I got for today, guys. How to find new investment ideas, where to find companies to invest in. If you like this video, please smash that thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. And I'd love it if you would subscribe so I can work my way up to that magic 1,000 subscriber number and flip on monetization. And of course, I will be fully transparent about how much I'm earning each week, each month through YouTube for you guys. So, you have information to use if you want to start your own channel and just really understand how the business of YouTube works. So that's all I got, guys. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.